number of advocates, groups and unions are welcoming Premier Doug Ford back to Queen's Park, but the welcome is not a warm one. Hundreds are calling for changes, including more protections to the Greenbelt, the end of privatization for public services, as well as accusing the Ford government of ignoring Indigenous voices. The Welcome Back protest comes after legislators returned to Queen's Park on Tuesday after a 2-month winter break. Many say they feel the Ford government lied to them, calling for the province to repeal Bill 23.
We want peace. We want that Greenbelt to be protected like they said in 2005, right? It was supposed to be protected.
Ontario Green leader Mike Schreiner hopes demonstrations like this will grab the attention of the PC government.
Well, I hope that People Power is going to push back on Doug Ford. He's going to backtrack on opening the Greenbelt for development, and he's going to put the public good and the public interest ahead of a handful of land speculators who are going to cash in, and the rest of us, the people of Ontario, are going to pay the price for that.
Hey, hey, protect hospitals today!
Healthcare was also a big theme after the Ford government tabled new legislation to increase procedures like cataract surgery and hip or knee replacements in private clinics.
The legislature just came back this week. The very first thing they did was introduce a piece of legislation that would cut and privatize surgeries and diagnostics from our public hospitals. Most communities have spent 100 years building those local public hospitals, and this really would devastate them.
Instead of paying nurses, instead of paying hospital workers like Kingsley here what they deserve, he's capped their pay. People are leaving the profession. They're forcing a crisis in healthcare so that he can hand it over to the Galen Westons of the world.
Others were concerned about the Ford government after the NDP called on the province's Integrity Commissioner to look into 2 family events involving developers and lobbyists. Last month, the Integrity Commissioner and Auditor General also announced they were launching separate investigations into plans to open protected Greenbelt lands.
This Ford PC government has mixed up provincial politics with city politics, with climate change, with land use.
There's investigations going on by the police, by the Integrity Commissioner, because, Doug Ford's developers bought that land 6 weeks before he introduced legislation to remove the Greenbelt protections and increase the value of that land tenfold.
Ford and his housing minister have denied any wrongdoing connected to the Greenbelt. The Office of the Integrity Commissioner also previously stated that based on information provided, there was no violation at his daughter and son-in-law's Stag and Doe event over the summer. Meantime, a number of unions representing education workers were also on hand today to offer their support.
Hands off our Greenbelt! Hands off our healthcare! Hands off our province!
Organizers here say the event is meant to poke fun at MPPs as they return to Queen's Park after their long winter break. Now they're also hoping to send a strong message to Premier Ford. For City News, I'm Leah Johansen.